so much that is going on around the world. There is a lot going on. But we also must take a look within the communities. There's a lot going on within our own communities. I want to speak on teens and the teens that are involving themselves in petty theft, the robbery, the crimes. It's a call out for help. But we need more concerned grandmothers, aunts, uncles, sisters, and brothers that are old enough, with the sisters and brothers and cousins that are old enough to know better. See, the teens that are committing these crimes, they need more sound conversation. Now, I can totally understand if you are a mom, a grandmom, an aunt, or a sister that's already spoken to your sibling, to your niece, your nephew, your cousin, your grandson, your granddaughter, and you're tired. You're tired of having that talk with them. But hear this also. They're going elsewhere and receive bad information. Know this, they are going elsewhere and involving themselves in petty crimes and petty thefts. They're going elsewhere and participating in some bad things. They're getting caught up in the wrong crowds. They don't have enough of seeing and being around positive influences. But I understand that you're tired of having that conversation, because I can understand if you are a mom or an aunt or grandmother or older sister and you're just trying your best. You're trying to drill it into them that stealing is not the thing to do. Taking something from someone else, no matter the item, it is not right. It is what it is. It is a crime. It is theft. It is robbery. We want to instill in these children, the adolescents, young teens, however you want to define them in the title, instill in them, thou shalt not steal. Instill in them the Bible. Instill in them and show them the rights from the wrong. And I understand some teens can be real strong-minded in defiance, right? They may not want to hear it from you. And I can understand that as well. Play the video for them. Do a replay. Let the message be heard from another. But they need to know that they're going down the wrong path. And they need to know this now. See, it starts out small with the little things. And if you have full knowledge of what that lifestyle is like, then you're just the person to explain it to them on how it lends on, how it goes from something small to jail time to then prison. See, someone has to have a sound mind around that team to explain to them. Once you start something and you entertain the bad activities, it can link on to other things that are very misleading. Pull them away from that crowd. Some of those individuals in that crowd don't have the best interest for your son, your daughter, your niece or nephew, your cousin, your grandson, your granddaughter. Who is leading them astray? Who is setting the traps? Who is leading them down the wrong path into the fire? You can be that one to snatch them out of the fire by explaining it to them, replaying this message, sharing this with them. Snatch them from the fire, and you need to do it now. There is no time than like the present. Sit them down. Just throwing a name out there. Little John, little Man, whomever. Come sit down. Let's talk about what's going on with you and who you're hanging around and why are you doing the things that you're doing. Because all of this matters. All of this matters. And you listen to little JJ, little John, little Man, Corinne, Carrie, whomever. You listen. And some of the same answers that are going to be said is, what else is there to do? Or XYZ person over here is doing it, so therefore I am. Some of the same answers are going to be said. But nonetheless, still listen to the answer. Take note of their answer and what they say and why that they're choosing to participate in bad activities. Explain to them. Because right now, it's new, it's fresh. Explain to them how things work out here in the world, and starting a record and having a record and being in and out of the system and going back and forth to jail and going back and forth to attorneys. Someone be a sound mind. There is someone who has been in this before and by the grace of God got out. And if it's not you, then play this back for them because they need to know that the more bad you do, that bad can and will come back upon the one who did it. They need to know this. How about instead of going on these car rides, okay, getting that phone call, they know, some of them know that that phone call is not a good call not to involve themselves in. Some of them know this. But for whatever reasons, they're not making the best decisions for their livelihood, for their soul. When they get that phone call to get in the car with whomever, XYZ person, and they know they shouldn't be linked up with those individuals, they got to be strong enough to say, you know what? I'm not going to be in the back seat. I'm going to take a back seat and stay home today. Decline the invitation to join in a fool's game. But the teens have to know it. The teens have to know it. Not to involve themselves in bad activities. Now we're coming up on, a few days of family gatherings and things that are going on, throughout the world. And within your own communities, there's things that people will be gathering for to, just show love and in charitable works and things of that nature. And you want to have your teens involved in things that are good as well. You don't want them being locked up and therefore they're missing out, on these family gatherings and things that are good, exposing them to things that are good. They can always see something bad, but if the more they're exposed to something good, that is better for them to start making their own sound decisions. Because right now, a lot of them are being led astray. The teen crime with the robberies and the thefts in the communities, petty thefts, petty robberies, jail time in and out, they're being a part of these activities by invitation. They're receiving a phone call to participate in a fool's game. Who benefits from them stealing? Who benefits from them going to jail? Who benefits from them having a record? See, the teens, they don't understand. And they need a really good uncle in their life, a good aunt in their life, a grandma, a granddad, an older cousin to say, hey, let me stop you from ruining your life. Let me stop you now. And the reason why they would say that, if they're a good uncle, a good aunt, grandmother, granddad, older brother, older sister, the reason why they would say, let me stop you at where you are, is because they are seeing them make some of the same wrong decisions that maybe they once did. And therefore, they can warn them. Therefore, they can inform them that this is not the right path to continue on, that this is not the path for you. You were not put in this world to steal. You were not put in the world to be in and out of the system and going back and forth on court dates and having to request for 30 days, to get your timing together and things of this nature. You was not put here to have to set up court appointed attorneys and this constant cycle of in and out of jail, and then if prison happens because you did not stop in your teens. You were not put here for that. So if that good uncle and good aunt and that good older sibling is not available to share what I'm saying with you, then you received this message at the right time, because you need this message. It is imperative to straighten up the life of our teens. It is imperative that if you are a teen and you're watching this video, it is imperative that you choose another path. It is imperative that if you are a friend or a family member of said teen and you are viewing this video, it's imperative for them to receive the information to know that they were not born to go to jail. They were not born to be in prison. This is not their way of life, and it can be different if they decide to do different. Make a choice. Make a choice to do different. Make a choice to not get in that vehicle. Make a choice to not hang out with that group of individuals that you know are doing bad. Make a choice to not involve yourself in bad intentions, bad activities. Make a choice that if presented with the idea of participating in a bad activity, that you can stand up and say, no, I take a back seat. No, I will not participate. No, I do not agree with this. Here's another one. This is not right, y'all. This is not right, y'all. And at that point, when that teen says, this is not right, y'all, everyone in that group that had intentions on doing something bad, had intentions on participating in bad activities, they are all being made aware at that time that what they are about to participate in is something that is not right. And then at that moment, everybody has a decision to make, to choose right from wrong, to choose good, to do good, or to do bad. See, it has to be someone to speak up. If there's a good uncle that's watching this video, you pass it on to your nephew if you don't have the words. If you're a good aunt and your niece is going wayward, Past the video if you don't have the words. We are a community. And it does take a village to raise these babies. It does. Know this, you're not alone. I say to you again, if you're just tuning in at the beginning of this video, my heart goes out to all the grandmothers and grandfathers, especially the ones that have really stepped up because maybe their kids are their older children are in the service, they're away, and they're taking care of these teens. You know, my heart goes out to you as well. The single mothers and single fathers, my heart goes out to you because you're wearing the badge and the backpack of what should be two, but you're holding strong and you're keeping your faith, the same as the grandparents, and it's going to be okay. Okay? And my heart goes out to the godmoms and the godfathers that maybe their parents passed away and you were next in line to take hold of this team and you see them falling away. This message is for you also. My heart goes out to you as well. You are all loved. You are all loved. And you all are someone else's children as well. Know this, you all have to be the example. You were called to step up. You were called to step up. The grandparents that's watching the kids that are overseas, you were called to step up. The godmom and godfather and the original parents, the natural born parents passed away, you were called to step up. You're watching your siblings and you're the older sister and older brother, and the parents are neither here nor there. Babies, you were called to step up. It may not have been what you thought and what you wanted, but you may very well be the best thing that has ever happened to that child, to that teen, to that adolescent. It may just be very well you to be the one to turn their life around, to get them off that wrong path, snatch them out of the fire before it's too late. That's right. I know someone is saying, I didn't ask for this. But for whatever reasons, you were called. You're that one in that teen's life that needs to step up with that teen. Well, you say, well, I don't even have it all together myself. And I'll tell you this. Whatever it is within you that only you have, it is especially tailored for that teen to receive. Know that. Know that. You dig in your faith. If you're that one that says, I'm not ready for this, and why am I the one that has to speak to my teen? Why am I the one that have to straighten them up and get them out of crimes that they're grown? Because I've heard that and I understand what that means. That means they're not listening to you. You pray. When you've done all that you can do within you and you throw your hands up, get down on your knees and you pray to the Heavenly Father God. And you say what you just said. Why me? Why does it have to be me to help get this team back on path? What is it within me, Father, why I am the one in position to help this team? God to show you. Allow God to show you. Because there are so many people, these uncles and aunts, god sisters and god brothers and grandmas and grandpas, single mothers and single fathers, that are throwing their hands up. And with that being said, the teens are involving themselves in things that they shouldn't. But something we all got to get back to is that Bible, baby. That moment when you throw your hands up, allow God to work. Read a couple Bible verses. Read them over and over again, 2 or 3 times. Find the one that suits your situation and read it over and over again, and allow God to show you, if you are not in knowing as of now, on why you're the perfect person to help that teen get back on the right path. Ask the Heavenly Father God, why is my teen involved in petty crimes? Talk to the teen. Don't give up. And see, I know that feeling, and when you throw your hands up and you've had all you can have, trust, you can go a little further. Remember, God will give us what? No more than we can bear. See, the teens, they think they're smart. I understand. They think they're so smart that they're smarter than anybody else out here, including yourself, if you're watching this video for your teen. They think they're smarter than you. That's the way things are constructed to make it seem. They think they have it all figured out. But take yourself back to a time when you were a teen, right? You probably thought the same, that you have it all figured out. Allow yourself to remember when you were a teen. Who spoke life into you? And who helped you get on the right path when things started looking downward in your life? And that's where you can meet your teen at. Put yourself in their position. Think about who, when, and the what's in your life when you were a teen. This is a great thing to do if you are an uncle that you've experienced jail time in your life. You are the right one to speak to your teen because you've experienced it. You can tell that teen, I've gone through this. You don't want this in your life. They have to hear it from someone that actually experienced it. That's your purpose in that teen's life. If you don't know it, I just said it, now you know it. You know it, darling. You did not go through what you went through to not share it. You could very well be the guiding light in that teen's life to change the course of his life, set him on the straight and narrow, and snatching him out of the fire. You're an aunt, and you could be watching this at this moment. If you're an aunt and your niece or nephew is going down that wrong path, but you remember a time when you were hard-headed with your mom and dad, you remember the time when you didn't listen also. You might have remembered a time where you went to jail and did jail time for some of the same things. Speak on it with your teen. You can be very well that guiding light that gets them back on that straight and narrow to snatch them right on out of that fire. Don't give up. Don't give up. And if you need reassurance, pray to your Heavenly Father. Do so always. In all things, go to prayer. In all things, even in strength, to talk to your teen. How about the strength to share your story with your team? Because maybe you hadn't shared it. Maybe they don't even know why they're doing the things that they're doing. It's called a cycle. How do we begin to break the cycle? How? Set an example to your team, for your team, through your team. And you do not have to be perfect. You do not. It is by the life that you previously lived, is how you can be an example to that teen, that adolescence, that wayward child. It is by your very own life example that could be the very thing to snatch them out of the fire. We're a community. We're a community. They need to know that they matter. And right now, some of them, unfortunately, they don't think they do. But I tell you this, you may be that very individual, whatever your title is in their life, to speak an encouraging word to them, to share your past with them. And if you don't have a past to share, that's okay. You can share this video with them. But they will know that they care when you speak with them. They will know that you care when you show interest in them. They will know that you care by doing an activity with them. Get their minds off the bad activities and hanging with the bad crowds. Again, I want to commend the single moms and fathers and show love and say in love and kindness as well to the God moms and God fathers. You know, you were called, if you are in the position of caring for a now teen. And I know for single mothers and single fathers, it's not easy either. But I'll tell you this, the strength that you draw from God will carry you through. You remain in prayer. That is the best thing you can do, praying always. And to the grandmothers and grandfathers, you know, you might have thought your parenting time was done, but God saw fit for you to continue on. You are a purpose in that child's life. You are the purpose. You are their purpose. They're your purpose. Your parenting is not done. You still go on and you still stay strong and you keep your faith as well. To the older siblings, brothers and sisters that you never thought you'd have a brother, sister, slash daughter, son, in a sense. But for whatever reason, God saw fit, you're old enough to take care of them in a way that no one else can, in a way only you know how. They're your purpose now. You're their purpose. We're a community. We are a community. Well, I think I've spoken on teen crimes and the things that we can do in the community to help and to assist and to be a light and to have a purpose. And I think also, and I pray also for the community as well. We as a whole, there's lots to do. And I encourage us all to continue on, keep moving forward, keep pressing forward, keep going. Most importantly, with all of that, keep your prayer life first. Read God's holy word and encourage one another. Thank you. And if you feel free to do so and you feel it in your heart and your spirit to share this video with someone who needs it, a parent that's going through it, a sibling that's going through it, and you know they need this word, feel free to share. Thank you.